Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto the Most High Power, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations, peace, mercy, and blessings unto you, true and sincere brothers that is holding fast to the doctrine, man, across the globe. All right. My name is Sabawa Amath of Great Millstone Northwest, and I just want to do a quick review on this show of Kings and Prophets. All right, of Kings and Prophets. It comes on ABC Tuesday nights, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock Central. Anyway, so I watched the show. I watched the first episode of it after I watched the live stream that the apostles and the elders put on Tuesday the 8th. All right, which Apostle Ramlab, he called in and he mentioned this show, that this show is going to be coming up, or it was going to be on, or whatever. You know, I guess it was a series premiere. All right, so I wanted to check it out. You know, I didn't expect for it to be anything biblical, which it wasn't. It was a Hollywood series. You know, it's exactly like how they did Noah, how they did Exodus of Gods and Men. You know, it's exactly like how they do all those movies. You know, all white cast practically. You know, pretty much. Nowhere near biblical as far as the way the Bible describes events to happen and things like that, right? Which it's important to actually know the true events according unto the scriptures, and not to know the events and how it happens in these little TV shows or movies or whatever it is they decide they want to put out to go along with the Bible or whatever, you know. Anywho, you know, a couple of things I wanted to point out about this show. First thing, brothers, if you are going to watch it, if you haven't seen it yet, it's Hollywood. You know, don't expect for it to be anything biblically accurate, because it's not. That's number one. Number two, they don't use they use a name. They do use a name, which is they're already doing better than Nathaniel, you know, the Bishop Nathaniel does, right? Because they used a name, although it's completely incorrect, which is to be expected, right? Now, the word that they use in this show of Kings and Prophets is they use the word Elohim, which in the correct pronunciation it would be Alahayim, all right, which means angels, right? In today's English, we would know Elohim as angels, okay? If you look it up in the blue letter, it's the H430, all right? And it's rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, all right? Gods, powers, right? The powers, right? It's a plural way of saying the powers, Alahayim, when you actually break down the word. Anyway, so that's the actual they're using that word Alahayim, or Elohim as they pronounce it, as the rats pronounce it, as the Most High's name. Now it's funny because this show is supposed to be structured behind the events that take place in the book of the Samuel books, the first book of Samuel, the second book of Samuel, so on and so forth. More towards the first book of Samuel, because they're dealing more with King Saul and David rising to glory. Okay, and if you go to the book of Samuel, it doesn't matter which book you go in First Samuel. All right, I'll go to First Samuel chapter 1, right? And as soon as you see the word, the Lord's name, let me see. Okay, right here, First Samuel 1 and 3, right? If we go and look up this, it's going to say Yahweh, which is the correct, you know, select right here, and unto the Lord, right? Yahweh, right here, the strong, the H3068, okay? Yahweh, it says it right there, and that's, if you look up it anywhere in the book of Samuel, it's going to use Yahweh. for whatever reason, these rats, when they put together this show to deceive the masses, which they do well, right? Whenever they put together this show, they chose to say Elohim. They didn't do very good study when they put together this show, man. I remember there was a comment. I don't remember if the apostle said it or one of the brothers put it on the comment board during the live feed, live stream show that happened last night. They said that the Michael, the daughter of Saul that's supposed to marry David, right? That she was going to be black in the show, which they justified in the show by saying that her mother was a Cushite concubine. So, you know, they said that her mother's a Cushite concubine, which is why she have color, because she's really her mother was a Cushite concubine, all right, and her father is portrayed to be a Edomite, right? Which tells you, you know, we know that Cush is Ham. So they play a little bit in this show, man. And even because the storyline of it is supposed to be based around one of it's based around King David slaying this lion, all right, which I'm gonna touch on that, and then the other part of this episode, at least, is wrapped around Saul going against Amalek, okay, which when they go against Amalek, we know that the true tribe of Amalek, you know, in the real world, not in this show, is the so-called Rats, all right, the so-called Jews, the top tribe, the heads of the house of Esau, pretty much, okay, which which ironically they are portraying to be in this show. They're saying that they are the Israelites, but the people, this is confusing, right? Because the people in real life that's playing to be the Israelites are really the Amalekites, man. All right, the Amalekites, or however you want to pronounce it, right? The tribe of Amalek. Those are really those people that's over there right now in the land of Israel, portraying themselves to be the Israelites. Okay. Now in this show, they put the Amalekites as people of color, man. You know, these fucking devils, man. They know exactly what they're doing too. You know, don't be deceived by this. Don't make a new doctrine out of this, man. Of kings and prophets fucking doctrine now, man. You know, to go alongside with that flat earth bullshit, right? So, hey, man, they know exactly what they're doing. The show, if you want to watch it, you can watch it. You don't really gotta waste your time, though. You know, it's an alright show if you want to watch it for entertainment. It's not a show that you're gonna learn anything from. There's nothing to be learned from this damn show, man. Maybe a couple of reference points, maybe. I don't know. So far, no reference points, man. All right. So another thing is that they based it around David slaying a lion instead of slaying Goliath. Now, the way they have David slay this lion in the show is by slingshot. Okay. Now, we know that that's the way that Goliath fell at the hands of King David. All right. And King David speaks about the way he took down this lion in what is it? It was the 17th chapter, Salak. So let me pull that up. Let me pull up 1 Samuel 17. So 1 Samuel 17, somewhere around the 30, here it is, 36, right? 1 Samuel 17 and 36. Thy servant slew both a lion and the bear, which in the show they didn't even make mention of the bear, right? And this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he have defied the armies of the living power. Oh, let me go up. All right. It says, 1 Samuel 17 and 34. And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock. Now, in this show, they pretty much base the storyline like, David's family has to pay, pretty much pay the crown, due to not having you know, they're supposed to pay a tax, you know, but all the sheep get slaughtered by this damn lion, so they're not able to pay the tax, the full amount. So now they're supposed to be able to get whipped or whatever. David comes to save the day by slaying the lion and clearing his family's name or whatever. I don't know, some wayward crap nonsense, you know. But it says there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock. A lamb, not the whole flock, right? Anyway, verse 35. And I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he has defied the armies of the living power. All right, let me just because I'm curious, I'm gonna look up this word God here and see. Oh, you see, this is where they get it. This is where they get it from, right? Because it says Alahayim. It says Alahayim right here, man. But wacky Jews, you wacky Amalekites, right? Anyway, it says that's the account for how King David killed the lion, you know. But they pretty much based the first episode off of that, and then off of Saul going and killing the so-called rats, you know. And just another thing about the show, towards the end of it, there was this dialogue between Michael and David where she asked him if he was scared while he was killing the lion, and he says at first he says no, and then he said he was terrified. And then Michael says, "You did it alone," in which David responds to her and said, "Yeah." And then she told him, like, "Nah, you wasn't alone. The Most High was with you," right? Which we know that King David was a man after the Most High's heart, man. King David, you know, that dialogue never even took place according to scriptures, but that's going to be something that the masses is going to see and think that that's an actual account if they believe into this bullshit as if it's scriptural. Anywho, total overall, my review of the show, that was the first episode, the pilot episode, and it's not going to be anything scriptural. If you're going to watch it, brothers, you got to watch it for entertainment purposes, because that's all it's going to be able to provide for you. That's even if you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But don't be expecting to be able to bring anything out of it. That's it. It's just entertainment. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say on this subject. You know, brothers, hold firm to the doctrine, you know, and continue to push this word. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.